So everybody give a warm welcome to Daniel Nestor.
Yeah, so I had this reading at the Zinc Bar, right?
The Zinc Bar.
And he was like, May 7th, Jersey City. You want to do it? And I was like, oh, okay, sure. I love this kind of serendipitous things. So thanks for having me, and great reading so far. That's all about to end now.
Right.
So don't be afraid by all the stuff I have here. I'm not reading it all. I am going to read some new stuff and some old stuff because I'm remastering the old stuff. Can you hear me back there?
Yeah.
Is that all right?
Perfect. Yeah.
This is called The Drummer in Our Band Tells Us He's a Virgin. We're arguing over arrangements again, and Steve speaks with heavy reverb and a microphone meant for floor toms. I'm a virgin, he says, just out of the blue. Everyone stops to look at each other. The singer looks at me at the bass player looks at the lead guitarist, who looks at me, and I look at the drummer. For 3 years, every Tuesday, this grown man with curly hair and Hawaiian shirts has held the bottom of our hard rock combo, and now, as we pick apart each other's inexorable 16-bar solos, he comes out with such a revelation that everyone turns their volumes down and sits. One night, I sat through a production of Kabuki Othello. I arrived drunk and rowdy and burped out loud when I heard this demonstrative and overblown Iago milk his lines, a minute alone just to say the word honest. My head aches just to recall our cover of Debbie Gibson's Only in My Dreams. I say, it's okay, Steve. Honesty is the bravest form of music. The singer agrees, the bassist consummates the chord progression, shuffles his pristine white sneakers, and our virgin drummer wipes his thick glasses clean and takes it from the top with a knock of his sticks. We play the next triptych from the fake book, and my arms wave windmills. We're pure again. We wait for silence, wait for Desdemona to die.
Get you on film.
Like this?
No, like that.
So just read like this, is that what you're saying?
Is that good?
Yeah, perfect.
Am I all right?
It's the thing with the light.
I can totally read like this.
No, you're fine. It's the mic.
He told me about this before, and now I'm doing whatever I think I'm supposed to do.
You're doing awesome.
Good, okay, good. I've been reading this one at the beginning of readings lately because it's sort of an invocation. I'm not sure if you'll get the town names, but Saratoga is a town up near where I am. So there's a lot of Saratoga riffing here. This is called the Failed Saratoga Colonic Fable. Sing, O muse, of the humiliations of Daniel, son of Michael, grandson of Merlin, who brought upon himself countless ills begotten from that one time he dispatched his Honda at the appointed hour for a colonic in the Spa City. Because there was no way a Catherine Harris in Albany would inspire confidence, let alone a Keister Tidy in Schenectady or a shake of Voltaire's angry glove among the smug gentrifiers of Troy. No, to sing the redemption song in Saratoga betokened luxury, sophistication, or so Daniel's reasoning went. A China Syndrome beside the raceway, a Judge Judy near the Graveyard of Champions, an herbal monkey claw, a budding Yado in the house of upset. Sing in me, O muse, of the Swedish woman who held that hose. Many were the hoses she wielded. And the man who looked like him, my God, what did he think he was doing there? Legs in the stirrups, eyes staring up at the stars. He who spoke of impurities and office politics, what did he think when nothing happened? Nothing until, smack in the middle of Cahos. And it was there that Daniel, son of Michael, grandson of Merlin, allowed the child of morning, a rosy-fingered dawn, to appear inside a Dunkin' Donuts, off exit 7, a humiliation that may only be referred to in the third person, and then to discover a Saratoga Springs parking ticket under his wiper. How had this plan shifted with a ferocious snap? How that ticket slapped against his windshield all the way home.
Yeah.
It's like there's like a slang dictionary. Like what's other words for colonics? There's a lot of them. My favorite is a Catherine Harris. You know, I'm gonna go get a Catherine Harris at the spa.
I don't really know what a colonic
We'll talk later, Dan.
Meeting, don't.
When a garden hose loves someone very, very much.
When a garden hose loves someone, that's perfect. That's Voltaire's angry glove right there.
This is called Barbaric Classical Solemn. Something happens in the sticker bushes the day of my first kiss, a baseball game under black clouds of smoke. This is the day of the great fire at the Garden State Racetrack. It burns down as Mary Prate clocks me from the bleachers. She chases me into the clubhouse. She smells the scallion on my breath from supper. Mary consoles herself on our passion play. She plants them on me as racehorses choke in Cherry Hill. We kiss through all of this. The night disco dies. The night the Latin Casino burns down in the rain. Frank Sinatra crooned beside that highway. Jackie Wilson clutched his heart on stage. Richard Pryor complained of a shortage of cocaine. That presence holds against my cheek. It sticks close, it surrounds me, its hex tracks me down. Mary's tongue tastes mine forever. I could call it a fire, but I only dream it. I could call it a fire and trample on it. I could sing it. I still wait for a view beside those sticker bushes. I smell burning horse flesh. I roll in the fire and fail to burn. I hate making audibles as I go. This is called Lines Composed After Being Told by a Poet on Facebook I should go out in nature more often and look at chipmunks. There's a bit of Frank O'Hara grass. The last thing I want to do in this short life is to wander outside and encounter some chipmunk, let alone write a poem in which mythic weight is bestowed upon a chipmunk. Let's say I'm looking out my window, or I take a walk along an uneven sidewalk, a chipmunk comes up, looks at me, smiles in the way animals smile, the end. Awful poem, awful chipmunk poem. Chipmunk poems are worse than other awful poems. What I really want to do is to never see chipmunks. What I really want to do in this short life I have is to never see a chipmunk, at least on purpose, and don't get me started on flowers. There was a nun in 3rd grade, very chipmunk-like. She made us memorize all the flower parts, petals, anthers, and stamens. Yeah, fuck chipmunks. This is called The Last Days of Childhood. One daughter sketches a woman and child in front of a portrait of another woman and another child, except she's not even looking at the portrait. She's looking at someone chasing her child as she jumps on top of an armless couch in the middle of the gallery. Another daughter wants to get to the gift shop because that's the place you can get replicas of portraits like the woman and child, which she actually did stand in front of but did not draw. What she did draw was a couch-hopping boy who had by that time achieved full self-actualization as both muse and artist, since he had his own sketch pad with a portrait of his own mother. I can't lift or carry both daughters at the same time anymore. I'm older and they're bigger. But when I go away and I see any little brat with a sketch pad, they remind me of them. That or those twinkle-toe sneakers that light up when kids stomp on the floor. At night, I think of all the ways my daughters might die. After our gallery trips, both girls sleep on the couch, TV on, their mouths open, tongues wet, and I stare at them, watching their chests rise and fall. They're talking about Whistler's mother in this Mr. Bean movie. And I know that if I change channels, both daughters will wake up. I made a conscious effort to think about how they were alive and safe, and still alive and safe. On the floor, 2 sketches of mothers and children in couches lie on top of each other. Mr. Bean was mistaken for a doctor. He's suited up, he wields a scalpel. The youngest wakes up, sees all this, whispers, "It's scary." The artist had roped her sister and nephew into sitting for the portrait. The boy was way too big and seems to slide down the mother's legs. They sit inside a windowless interior, no light, just an orchid in a vase on a table, and in the small corner, another painting. When you're 35, for example, it's not about saying phrases like the thrum of truth. These things are not merely epistolary. It's about a tradition of stories where someone leaves a body. People don't remember how we played dead among the real dead. Now it's all like, unselect the new option so they can't see you. This can't be more prideful than it already is, but it turns out you wouldn't know about it and you still don't know. So, how do we keep baby Jesus in the manger? Armies of characters cling to completing the same voyage in gamely style. Does that count as a luminous line? Which is worse, the rich poet who acts poor, or the poor poet rich poets in turn worship? Sometimes it's not an earth-shattering moment. It's raining spiders in Brazil. I do write political poems, I fucking swear I do. And this one I think kind of counts. The plan shifted with a ferocious snap. I used to fly off tire swings when I was a kid, off my gourd on cheap beer. One night I broke my toe and I didn't figure out why till I got home. As I write this, some dude in baggy pants wanders around the coffee shop. He holds his laptop like the 10 Commandments. The speaker's up so loud he can listen to a radio show about state politics. He shouts back at the speaker. No one will tell him to shut the fuck up, much less condemn all the politics that passes us by, all the broken bones we need to become ourselves, all the times each democracy steals from us. My cousin's husband, for example, hunts wild pigs on a golf course in South Jersey. We're talking deep South Jersey, right? Away from both highways, near the Pine Barrens where I broke myself and landed too hard. Farmers abandoned the pigs and they went feral, grew stiff hair and horns, and now roam golf courses, terrifying businessmen in plaid pants while they tee off. I would like to think that I, too, am a horned beast, a wild boar wandering the woods, dodging bullets and poison darts, while bankers shriek into their carts, spilling their Arnold Palmers 20 miles from Walt Whitman's tacky tomb. One night, driving out in the pines, I shut off the lights of my car and took on the highway in the dark, quiet, unmediated by light or sound or direction. I held a cold coffee in my hand, waiting or wanting to hit some tree. I waited some more. Then the glow from my phone lit up the interior. It was my child's face. I flipped the headlights back on. I wanted to live. I wanted to live. I wanted to live. It seems now I have sat in front of this glow for years and never noticed it. I have talked to young people about their problems, their wish to be outside of themselves, or back in someone's arms. I never once thought I'd want to push myself away. I now know that no one can wink in the mirror without someone winking back. It is, in the end, the worst tyranny I can predict. I'm going to end with 3 short pieces from, I'm working on making an ebook of both of these books. They're called God Save My Queen, God Save My Queen 2. Just hit me up, I'll give you a copy, or if you feel bad, you can give me money. What I did was I wrote a short piece for every song recorded by the rock band Queen, including selected solo work. So for the first one, for example, is I Was Born to Love You, which, as we all know, was recorded for Freddie Mercury's 1985 solo album, Mr. Bad Guy, but was re-recorded for the Hospice release, Made in Heaven, with the full band arrangement. And that is the one that I'm sharing with you this evening. It's kind of cool because everybody knows now. This is from his failed solo album, Mr. Bad Guy. Come on. All the Germans, it's all true. At the 2002 official Breakthrough North American Queen Fan Club Convention in Cleveland, Ohio, trainees from the neighboring Lockheed Martin conference room steal all of the cranberry juice from our breakfast buffet. The joy screams from Kim's baby shower completely drown out our Osaka 82 concert screening. In conference room B7, there's a lecture given by an S&M expert. A Jemima-suited bottom, fresh from the game room, bellies up beside me at the Radisson bar. I offer to buy him a Michelob Light. He accepts. Put it on my room tab, I say. I tell him I love him with every single beat of my heart. This is called One Vision. It's the opener of a Kind of Magic album. It also appeared in the Iron Eagle soundtrack, which was like the knockoff Louis Gossett Jr. Top Gun movie. As we all know.
Oh yeah.
There's always like one person like, oh yeah! Come on, man! So this, what, as the chapters go in, the 2-1, Freddie's dying, so this is sort of with that in mind. One vision. One joy, one rock, one fight, one song, one noun, one shirt, one it, one shove, one skin, one hymn, one breath, one beard, one cat, one purr, one goose, one step, one Concord, one Viking, one Hickman, one bloodstream, one cancer, one monkey, one German, one chest steam, one hairline, one beef stew, one bucktooth, one mustache, one bedside, one mansion, one front gate, one year off, one jumpsuit, one cokehead, one koi pond, one dance move, one joy hand, one handheld, one rota, one gay plague. One anthem, one godsend, one gasp, one black bag, one vision. And because I know the punters are curious to hear what the Bohemian Rhapsody one is from their masterwork, A Night at the Opera. Hello. This is Bohemian Rhapsody. And no one really talks to me after I read this last bit, so it's totally fine. Bohemian Rhapsody. As if in my own benediction ceremony, I would lay out all of the Queen albums, flush next to each other, in order of release on my bedroom floor. The 45s from each album would lay on top of them in the lower right-hand corner, also in order of release, from bottom to top. I would then stand in front of this, drinking a wine cooler, as if I were Noah in the Ten Commandments movie, congratulating myself, clasping my arms behind my back, as if this was my ark, my own creation, that I had, as if through my sheer accumulation of these objects, some part in creating them. Actually, back then, I am sure that I thought I had created them, at least in the form of the configuration I was looking at. And the Bartles and James tasted sweet going down my throat. And with my room clean and vacuumed, I would lie on my bed, jerking off. Thank you.
All of a sudden, there's something I want to go to, but I'm not sure. Anyway, I want to thank the features. The open was great again. The features were great. I don't know what to say. Thanks, everybody. Wonderful time. Thank you very much.
All right, I left my beer right there.
I thought so.